It's a little bit different with Chip Kelly, but you can pass on this team. So we'll see what Kaepernick does against them, but and you can run out of them as well. It isn't like they have one of the best run defenses in the NFL
That's
either.
True. Yeah.
But they're going to be running at us, believe me. I mean,
everybody.
I mean, they're
even Jameis.
They're starting running backs. They're running Doug Martin and Charles Sims. They're going to run Jacquizz Rodgers at us, and if he runs for 150 yards, I'm going to be like, you have to be kidding me.
Are you listening?
You're probably wondering, why don't I just go ahead and make a record, right? It's all about the 49ers, all right? Ronbo here, representing the Niner Empire Organization. Sup, peeps? Coming up this Sunday, a party. It's gonna be Empire Row setting up at Levi Stadium. We got a home game. Looking forward to it. Yeah, gonna be barbecuing and having a good time and celebrating. You thought I was gonna say it, huh? Let me remind you too, if you're new to the 49er Empire, you may be interested in also becoming a part of this organization, as well as the lone wolf who's sitting out there fighting the fight by himself, getting in arguments with people, doing things with other people that don't have anything to do with the 49ers. You can also be affiliated too. So do that and go to theninerempire.com and check out all the details are right there. And I'm talking worldwide. Mexico, Australia, Europe, Germany. You know what's funny? I love meeting people from all these places because if you're within the ninerempire.com, you will see all these people from all these different places. Just fascinating pictures and everything, parties, organizations. Go to the website and you'll find out the closest group to you. Hey, 49er game, right? I mean, the bad thing about it is I've been trying my best to stay up about it because I'm still mad though. We didn't lose the game. We got our ass handed to us. All right? Now here's the thing. If indeed the 49ers, I don't want to go to Buffalo anymore. Buffalo fans are a little bit strange. I put them on the same level with the Hawks fans. They get a little hostile, a little crazy. Do you know what they were doing out in the parking lot? They actually had a tackling dummy out there. It was like a little 7 t-shirt on it with a afro wig on it. It was laid up on a bunch of rock and gravel, and these guys were running after it and knocking it down. I said, what the? I mean, I understand. Come on now. I'm starting to think, Buffalo fans are like, I put them like on the level with the Hawks and just a little bit above the level of a Raider Neanderthal, right? Shut up, Raider fans. We're back in the game though. I gotta tell you, running back's supposed to be licking the chops. Every time the 49ers play a running back now, look for him to just get yards. It got so bad with the Bills, it was like a WWE match. They were out there tag teaming on the 49ers. First, Shady McCoy, anywhere he wants to go. Oh, hell yeah. Move out the way. Running between tackles. 25, 35, 40-yard runs. And then Tyron Taylor tag teamed him, and we can do it. It got so bad, there was about 5 or 6 other guys that were also out there getting yards. Oh, and the ultimate, E.J. Manuel. Quarterback E.J. Manuel. E.J. 3 carries, 11 yards. They just brought everybody in who wanted to play. Come on out. Even Reggie Bush came out there. How well did Reggie Bush do with us last year? He carried the ball 1 or 2 times, he got hurt. Reggie came out and got 6 yards to add to it. It was a party on the 49ers defense. Oh, it was outrageously bad. You know what's so bad? At one point, I start thinking to myself, oh God, please, make him stop running. Pass. Man, please, God, I'm begging you, have him pass the ball. They got 491 yards in total offense, including passing. They did pass the ball a few times, but check it. I truly believe that the Bills could have stacked up 600 yards of total offense had they stopped passing the ball and just run. Just run. Because we couldn't stop them. We could not stop them from running. I mean, the score would have been the same and everything, but they just would have kicked our ass up and down. Somebody throw the white flag on the field. It was outrageous how badly they beat us. I mean, it just got stupid out there.
Ronbo!
Yo!
Don't be tripping. That ain't how we do.
Yes.
Anyway, defense gonna raise up this week.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
Why?
I'm just worried about Rashard and concussion protocol.
Yeah.
You know, he got papers on Mike Evans, don't you?
I sure do. That boy can do that.
No, you don't.
What?
And don't be up in here running no more negativity. I'm watching you. I'm out.
You know, though, he's got a good point. Let me back up off of that negativity. Because you know what? I was watching interviews with the guys after the game. They seem they're still up. They got the attitude that they can still win. I mean, they're still thinking like all we have to do is win one game and be on track. And remember Chip Kelly's offense. When he starts with the team new, and for some reason, he gets your butt kicked in the beginning. So this could be the week. Cap may understand what he's doing more. The offense, everybody may understand their job. The defense, maybe they'll come. Head up. I'm all right. I'm just saying. I want the defense to please make some stops this week. Tampa Bay ain't all that tough. So, you know, I mean, as I say that, Tampa Bay just got through beating the Panthers and they've beaten the Falcons this year. It's okay. We're in Santa Clara. We're at home. Confidence will be a factor because, you know, the Cowboys are a very good team. We just barely lost, well, in the first half. It's all about the first half play because the 49ers seem to stay in the game in the first half. What if this is the first game the 49ers play 4 quarters of football? I'm liking that. And speaking of winning, fantasy football players, I know you're looking for an edge each and every time you play by your people and do all the things you do. I got somebody here repping the cooler. May have a few tips. Check it out. Ian, what you got for this week, buddy?
All right, Ronbo, here's what I got for you and the rest of 49er Nation. This week, Kirk Cousins from the Washington Redskins is going to be an excellent play. He's only $5,900 on DraftKings and $7,300 on FanDuel. He's facing the Detroit Lions, who have the worst pass defense in the league. We've seen them get lit up several times this year, so your money is safe for Kirk Cousins. Ronbo, once again, thanks for having me on. I'm Ian Quick, a part of the Cooler. You can find me on Twitter at IHQuick. Y'all have a good one.
There you go. Thank you, Ian. Check out Ian at the Cooler. All the information was right there for you. Go check him out. And if he gives you a bunch of good tips, get back to me. Give him some feedback. I want to know how well he's doing. All right? JT Magnum. Got that boy today. Let's go check him out, see what he's talking about. Fam, I tell you what, I know what you're thinking right now, and I hope you did not hurt yourself or cut yourself or do anything or contemplate suicide behind that game, because it's only one game. Damn, we got our ass kicked, right? Jesus. JT out in the New York area. JT went to that game yesterday. We get some insights from him, but JT, first of all, hello. And I want to ask you, man, remember those days when teams in the NFC West and throughout the NFL, they had to build their franchises to deal with the 49ers? It wasn't that long ago. Now, we're laying there, a steaming hot mess. JT, you know what? Where is the problem? Who had the match that lit this dumpster fire? Have you got any thoughts on it? What is the problem with us, man? Why are we in mediocrity so deeply? It's killing me.
Let's just say if this was a murder case or if this was, any kind of murder case, any kind of like detective work needed, it wouldn't take much of a case to figure out. It'd probably take a day, but it'd be like an episode of NCIS where it's like an hour show, but they solve it like that.
Yeah.
Because Trent Baalke's fingerprints are all over this mess. That's the 49ers. His fingerprints are imprinted on this team, and he has single-handedly dismantled this team. And I've defended him in the past because there's been picks here and there that I've worked out, but for the long run, since 2011, he has pretty much destroyed this team. And it starts. I mean, a lot of people will point to chasing Harbaugh out and this and that. No, it doesn't. It's not just that. It's with not drafting needs, with having an ego so big that he feels that he can just draft whoever, and then the coach that he picks will just be able to play whoever and plug him in wherever, and then we're just gonna be great because of my picks. No, idiot. You need to draft team needs. You need to draft things that we need. Inside linebacker, we can get to it in a second. I'll let you ask the questions, but it's Trent Baalke. He needs to be gone. If he's not gone at the end of this year, then something mentally is wrong with Jed York.
You would go back to 2011, and that's right from the beginning of his start. He's been messing up from the gate then.
Scott McLaughlin's the one who drafted the good class in 2011, pretty much. And after that, it was Baalke drafting, and he just completely, one year after another year, just screw ups. He's just I don't know what it is with him. If he's just stupid or arrogant or both or what it is, but he just won't draft team needs. He drafts players that don't fit our system, and he tries to make us play a system that's not working in the NFL these days. Yeah. We're not a ground and pound team anymore. We're not that team. The NFL is a passing league, but the man refuses to adjust. And it's just like, it's just frustrating. Then he brings in Chip Kelly as if like that's going to help. And poor Chip Kelly gets all these pieces that doesn't know what to do or doesn't know where to place them. And
doesn't fit his system exactly.
And nobody really fits this. I can't blame Chip Kelly really too much yet because I mean it's his first year. He's just playing with the guys that are dealt to him, and unfortunately he's just been dealt a really bad hand.
Mm-hmm. Guaranteed. Okay, now so the next step is, where do you even start to fix a mess like this? Because this, when I thought about it, I said, in order to fix this, it would take a minimum 6-7 years. If you're going to keep Chip Kelly, it's like we just pointed to, it's going to take years to put players into place that he can actually use and utilize and make his program work. Where are you going to start to fix this?
I don't know about 6 years, but I mean, I've seen teams turn around. Look at the Cowboys. They turn around. They drafted some needs. They needed a quarterback because Tony Romo kept getting hurt. They needed a quarterback. They got the one guy who, I've said it a million times. He was my number 2 rated quarterback that I wanted on the San Francisco 49ers after Paxton Lynch. I wanted Paxton Lynch, but I knew we wouldn't get him, so I was like, we should get Dak Prescott. And I've said it a billion times. No, Dallas gets him, and look at the dude. Look how poised he is. Look how he's been playing. And they drafted him because they needed him. And look, they ended up plugging him in. They needed him, and he's done well for them. Another guy they needed, a running back. They lost that when they had DeMarco Murray, who was phenomenal for them. Then they lost him, and they just started sucking. And immediately they get a running back and that quarterback, and look how their team has turned around. And it's just like, I think we can do that. But, I mean, for one, we need a quarterback. Cap is not the guy. I'm sorry. I know people love Kaepernick, and they still think of him as 2012 and 2013 Kaepernick. He's not the same since that NFC Championship game where Richard Sherman tipped that pass and it was intercepted by KJ Wright or whatever. It's not the same Cap anymore. He's just not the same dude. He's got other things on his mind. He's busy being an activist. He's just, and nothing against that. That's what he wants to do. Fine, kudos to him. But we don't need that on the team. We don't need that distraction. We don't need that on the team. It's not. I mean, some guys are holding their fist up. Some guys are kneeling with them. The other guys are standing with their hands over their hearts. I mean, do we really need all this distraction that's going on? No. Blaine Gabbert, we know who he is. He's a check down artist. He's Alex Smith 2.0. Yeah. We don't need that. Get rid of them both. We needed inside linebackers. They never draft them. No. They knew it since Patrick Willis retired, and Borland retired. Yeah. But yet they still won't address those team needs. A defensive tackle won't address the team needs. Ian Williams keeps getting hurt every year. Yeah. And every year we need a defensive tackle, they're plugging in people like Mike Purcell. They let a guy like Garrison Smith go to the Seahawks. It's like every time they just need people. We needed a wide receiver. How long? You fill those needs in next year's draft or through free agency, and maybe this team can actually get either a 500 record next year or make the playoffs next year. You just got to fill in needs. We've got good players, but we just got to put players around them or put players in positions to succeed. Another one is Jim O'Neill. He's got to go.
Yeah.
his run defense was horrible at Cleveland last year, and he's brought that same run defense to us. And he's not putting the right. I don't feel he's putting the right players in and putting them in the right positions to succeed. And it's I mean, I've never seen a run defense like this ever in the history of the NFL. I mean, I mean, they're giving up 173 yards per game.
Oh.
That's not even normal.
And that's usually the one guy. I mean, we've had guys come close to that by themselves for the last 4 weeks. Ezekiel Elliott, had he gotten more carries, probably would have eclipsed that number. And Shady McCoy, he held a clinic. JT held a clinic on how to run between the tackles. Our guys were just all out of position the entire time he's going down the field. Is that the result? Is that what Jim O'Neill teaches in practice every day? I can't believe. JT, I feel like you and I could sit in front of that unit and address what's wrong and what we need to do to improve upon this a lot better than O'Neill. And he's paid to do what he's doing.
Yeah, first of all, we need to be out of the 3-4.
Thank you.
We don't have players. We don't have players suited for the 3-4.
Yes.
We're not a 3-4 defense anymore. We don't have all these inside linebackers to be playing Nick Bellore and Gerald Hodges. Yeah. We need to get out of that 3-4 system. Start playing a 4-3 with the players we got. It's just insane to watch this. Either that or plug. If you're gonna play a 3-4, get Mike Purcell out of there. Yeah. Put Quentin Dial in the middle, who's a little bigger, and put our big trees on the outside of him, and then let's see what the linebackers can do. And move Ahmad Brooks inside. He was an inside linebacker before, and he's 255 pounds or 260 pounds. Yeah. The dude can play inside. He rushes inside on some downs anyway.
Yes.
So why not move him and get Nick Bellore, who's a special teams guy? Why are we having him play when we should be putting our best players that we have on the field?
I can answer that.
Tank Carradine on the outside, Aaron Lynch on the outside, or Ronald Blair, put him on the outside. Sure. The dude's a pass rushing monster, and put in Ahmad Brooks at inside linebacker. Why do we keep? Why is Nick Bellore playing? That is a good question.
Nick Bellore, his Wonderlic test was a 35. That's just a couple of points below Kaepernick. So they think that his intelligence level should put him in a position where he can call and direct the defense. But he's not of that personality type, for one thing. If I'm a player, are you going to listen to Nick Bellore? And that's one of the things they're not doing right now. They're not trusting each other. And Tank just said it the other day. What we're going to start doing is play your own gap, trust your teammate to handle his job. And when he said that, I says, so you guys are out there not trusting each other? Are you serious? Is that why these guys are romping all over the field because somebody left the gap uncovered? My God, JT, it's like we're dealing with a high school team.
Players like Bowman know how to shoot the gap. They know how to. They know how to. They know how to read a read of defense. Bellore is just maybe he knows, but he's not going to go in there and actually tackle it. He's missing tackles. And the other one, Hodges, is another one. He's missing or getting blown up by offensive linemen. And it's like we just have nobody with any kind of toughness to play inside linebacker.
And he's sitting down.
It's just sad. And that's Baalke.
Yeah,
it all comes down to Baalke.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. Yeah, would you say, so 6 years is a little long, and you're thinking, as early as next year, we can start to see improvement there.
If they get rid of Baalke. Now, I would get rid of Baalke during the bye week. Seriously, I would get rid of him right during the bye week and let somebody else start to get their scouts ready, get their thing. If you wait till the end of the year, it's too late. If you do it now, the next person they can start the hiring process. They can start interviewing people. They can start figuring out who the next GM is going to be that's going to lead this team, and then get them in there. So that way, you got 8 weeks or so before we start actually while we're scouting and doing everything else, and then to get ready for that draft, which is going to be huge. Get ready for potential free agents, which by the way, we're like $50 million under the cap. Yeah. Like. We can do something. We don't have to go out for the all-out overpaying some crazy high-priced person, but we do need to plug in players that are potential, transition players that can change our team. Sure. Like not players like, Zane Beatles, who's not even. I mean, granted he's a serviceable lineman, but I mean that was our free agent splash this year, and we were like 50-something million under the cap. Sorry to use high voice, but that's what happens.
No, it gets a person excited. It starts to draw into your body in weird ways. The thing is, Tom Gamble is already in place. Chip Camp, I mean, this is Chip's buddy. You know there's going to be a cohesion between them, and there's more intelligence between those two men to pick out players that make sense. Just like you just pointed out to, we had several draft picks. Chip dismissed them all anyway. I mean, that last year, that come one, come all thing for wide receivers, absolutely absurd. If you need a wide receiver, you go get one. You don't say, come on down, let's take a look at everybody. They're all gone now, and we go get Curly from Detroit, and we don't have any, we lose Smelter, and also Eric gets hurt. So, and I imagine those are going to be your two starters. And now we're down to Patton and Curly. Curly's not bad, but he needs help. And then you got Torrey Smith, who was just used a little bit yesterday. So, we're scary. For the 49er fan right now, we are scary. I mean, you feel hopeless. You feel weak. You feel next week, what are we going to do? And what are we going to do? What do you think is going to happen? You got Jameis Winston coming in. And I have to tell you, JT, I'm kind of happy with our secondary as long as Robinson's playing. Now Robinson's got a concussion. He's going to play next week. I want the Ward and Robinson combination. We're not going to see that next week. So you see, I can't imagine what's going to happen. What do you think is going to happen this week?
That's another problem is Jimmy Ward. The guy can't stay healthy. The guy's so solid, but he can't stay healthy. And Tremaine Brock can't cover anybody in the red zone. No. It's like, it's been frustrating. I mean, and yeah, I like our defensive backs. I actually think that's been a solid pick. Rashad Robinson was an awesome pickup. I think Will Redmond is going to be pretty solid when he finally gets on the field. But I think Tremaine Brock should be a guy they should either make him take a pay cut or just take a hike. Because Dante Johnson's a solid player too on the outside. Might as well keep the guys. I mean, we've drafted 16 defensive backs since 2010 or something, like 2011 or something like that.
Sure.
I think he's drafted at least one in the first 3 rounds in like 5-6 straight years, it seems like. But and what do we do with him? We let him go to other teams. Look at Marcus Cooper intercepted a ball with us intercepted a ball against us 2 weeks ago. And he's a former 49er. It's like we see so many former 49ers on other teams doing well. It's like we could have might as well just kept them. But anyways, I don't know what we can do in a short time to do it. I just think that we just need to start filling needs up. I mean, if I was a GM, I tell you right now, it's be inside linebacker, wide receiver, quarterback, and defensive tackle. I would address those positions in a heartbeat. Another thing I would like to do is trade for a decent quarterback. Look at Phillip Rivers. He's over there in San Diego, hating life, with a team that's just horrible as well. Put Phillip Rivers on this team. Like, trade for him or something. Get him over here. And then draft a quarterback and let him groom him for like 3 years. I would take a Phillip Rivers. I would take a Tony Romo at this point.
That's a good idea. And, and because the thing is, Rivers is accurate, and this is the thing that's painfully missing, the accuracy issue. If we could just get somebody to hit these guys, because the receivers, I always dog them, JT, but they're not quite as bad as I think. I bet you if they had a quarterback that could hit them, I might stop complaining about them. Even QP, and QP bothers me like nobody.
I'm not a fan of him. I'm not a fan of his. Yeah. I like Torrey Smith. He doesn't bother me, but he's not a number one wide receiver. He's not. We need that breakout caliber, like Terrell Owens type of wide receiver that just comes in, AJ Green type. You know what I mean? Just somebody. We need that one stud wide receiver that just demands coverage so that people like Torrey Smith and Jeremy Curley can flourish. Yeah. And Eric Rodgers probably is not the answer. And now he's coming off an ACL. He's probably not the answer. Yeah. And you might as well just let him see what he can do next year if he comes back, or just part ways with him, because now, with the way they hold players, he's coming off an ACL. They're probably not even let him play next year either. Yeah, and you're right. It's not. We don't know what to expect with a guy coming off an ACL injury anyway. So, it's a risky pick. So JT. So in that case, you don't like our chances against Tampa Bay this weekend? No, I actually think we have a decent chance against them this week. But at this point, anything's possible. I mean, do we have a chance to beat them? Yeah, Kaepernick's beaten them before in the past. He's had pretty solid games against them, but that's when, that was when we were the Jim Harbaugh-led 49ers, and our offense was run a little bit different now. It's a little bit different with Chip Kelly, but you can pass on this team. So we'll see what Kaepernick does against them, but and you can run out of them as well. They're not. It isn't like they have one of the best run defenses in the NFL
That's
either.
true. Yeah.
But they're going to be running at us. Believe me. I mean,
everybody.
I mean, they're minus
Even
two of
Jameis.
their starting running backs. They're running Doug Martin and Charles Sims. They're going to run Jacquizz Rodgers at us, and if he runs for 150 yards, I'm going to be like, you have to be kidding me.
By the way,
Jim O'Neill has to be fired after that.
Yeah, and JT also does fantasy sports every week. JT, and in fact, JT, tell people how they can, tell them everything they need to know to come and check you out.
Well, I'm at YouTube. Magnum Sports Network is the channel, and I also have a website called MagnumSportsNetwork.com, and I do everything fantasy football. I do Niner news as well. Everybody knows me. If you know Ronbo and me, sometimes we've collaborated together, and we have a good history together doing Niner news and just Niners talk, period. And then, of course, my fantasy football is I do Stardom, Situm, I do waivers, sleepers, I do DraftKings. I also have DraftKings League that you can feel free to join. And it's just been great, actually, because I love fantasy football. I've always, I've been playing that since 2006, and I've won. Minus last year was the only year that I didn't win a fantasy championship in any league I was in.
Check
So
him out.
I won 9 years in a row 8 years in a row until last year.
That's awesome,
Yeah,
JT. That's awesome. And just for a little tidbit then, how are you picking the 49ers this weekend then? And are you telling people in fantasy, have you got anybody like Carlos Hyde? I don't know if Carlos is going to make it or not. Are you picking Hyde or anybody else off our team to be on?
I've stayed away from Niners when it comes to fantasy football. I haven't really talked much 49ers. Jeremy Curley was on a waiver wire list not too long ago, but that ended when Blaine Gabbert was benched for Colin Kaepernick. I knew Colin Kaepernick would not throw to Curley, and that's exactly what happened. He actually went to Torrey Smith.
Yeah.
So, and Carlos Hyde's stock dropped a little bit because Colin Kaepernick doesn't throw to running backs. So therefore,
well, these are things.
It's.
These are things you for what you do. Those are things you have to know. And look at that. You are exactly right. Let me give you the 3, 2, 1, bro. 3, 2, 1.
Niners!
Thank you, JT. See you online, bruh. We're going to win this game this week. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to say it. Ooh, let me acknowledge and shout out to Lisa DeBartolo. Jed York has to go. Was that the ultimate in tweets? She's everybody's hero right now in the 49er Empire. Man, let me make this clear though. I don't hate Jed, I really don't. But here's the fact of the matter. At this point, we have to realize Jed is in over his head. We're talking about a tradition that he cannot keep. He is not going to find the right people to do the jobs he needs to get done. So Jed, and he can stay there. If he needs to stay there in any capacity, just put him up at a high level, but bring in somebody who knows what they're doing and point him out at the CEO job. That's fine. If he needs the prestige of being in charge of everything, fine. But put him out of a working place. Let him make decisions that aren't going to affect and hurt the team. Jesus Christ. Gotta get rid of him. He's killing us. Oh, we are killed right now. He's got to go. So anyway, coming up this weekend, I'll be in your face at your place, as per usual. I'm starting to enjoy that. You saw me the wig on last week. That sounded a good time. I ain't gonna put no wig on this time, so I didn't scare anybody. Somebody told me that I scared the kitty. I thought that was funny. We scored the touchdown. You know how I was losing when we scored a touchdown. I guess me doing the touchdown holler in the hair, Kitty probably said, okay, that's it, I'm out of here. Yeah, I got kitties myself, so I know how they get a little scared. Anyway, let me make a prediction right now. The 49ers will win this game this week. And last week I pulled off of it, but you know what? This is 1-5. It's time for the 49ers offense to click. So I'm telling you, we will be celebrating after this game. We will do the after party, the online party. Get the app. You're going to have to get the app because that's where I'm going to put the link in order for you to join the after party. Come on in. We said, yo, Ron, you were right, man. Ron, you were right. We won the game. Yeah, I like to collect all them kudos. You know what I was saying? Yes! And it's about time anyway, right? You need the app for so many reasons other than that link anyway. So go ahead and get the app. And as I say, put the link right in there for you. And we'll be good to go right after that game, yeah? And if you already have the app, that's good anyway, because I want you to join me on Red and Gold Radio Monday and Tuesday. We used to do it every night. Monday and Tuesday, we take Wednesday off. Thursday, Friday, come on back. We talk some football. And the call-in line, you can call in, we chat. It's a good time. Get that stuff off your chest, daily news and things like that, all right? We'll be all right. We'll be all right. Hit like if you do, please. Share and subscribe. I'm looking to see you on Red and Gold Radio tomorrow at 7 o'clock, depending on what time you're watching this right now, 7 p.m. San Francisco time, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, Friday. Yeah.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Niners!